We're going to get the last but not least Facebook going. Anita's got things
I gotta go outside.
We got Rob outside looking at our vehicle.
Yeah.
I got to get this going here too. So, welcome. It's been a couple of days. We are just going to do a super light meal today.
Okay, hold on.
Something super simple. I want to get my ingredients out and together. I'm going to grab one of my pans. For everyone who's waiting on the pans, we mailed everything out. The last bit of orders that were on pre-sale went out today. So you should have gotten an email saying that your pan shipped. And thanks for being here. I'm just getting stuff on here, guys. Lot happening. Thank you for tapping the screen. I feel like I want to move the cameras my way so I can see what's going on because no one's in here giving me a hand right now. So I might have to read that. Give me a second, guys. For everyone that follows us all over the place, of course, we have a sale going on right now for Mother's Day. So make sure you check that out also. We're doing 5% off everything on our website. We have our pots we're putting on closeout clearance. So they're marked way down. And then the other thing we have going on is you buy any 5-pack of spice blends, you get one extra spice blend. So we're gonna get started, guys. Welcome to Cooking with Greens. Thank you all for watching us. If you are been watching for over the 9 years almost that we've been online, thank you for being here. We're going to be just doing our music here. We're gonna go ahead and see what the word says, do a little cleansing breath, and let's get into it. All right, boom. And I think I'm gonna turn the cameras around because I feel like I want to see. La, 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 la. Come on here. Here we go. Let's turn you guys around. What's up, Martinia? Good to see you all. Just doing some of my turnaround here. Thank you for being here. Flipping the cameras here. So I can keep an eye on what I'm doing here. Good to have you here. What's up, YouTube? Give me a spin around also. Good to have you here also. Interesting. So, really good to be here, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being patient. We just wanted to hang in here with you guys while we were doing our dinner. Thank you for everyone that's come through our shop and supported that way. We are going to go ahead and do a cleansing breath really quick. We're going to count to 3, inhale some cleansing breath. We're going to hold it for a second, and then we're going to release that stress, all right? Welcome. Go ahead and tap that screen, TikTok. Here we go on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's inhale. Hold for a second, and let's release. All right, shake it off. You should feel a little bit better. You can get all of our products on our website, cookingwithgreensfamily.com. On TikTok, you can buy it on the TikTok shop, okay? We don't have the Facebook shop. We had issues with the Facebook shop. But TikTok, you can get a lot of our stuff online. So, the word for the day that was on the fridge is dirty waters don't stop flowers from growing. So don't let negative words stop your progress. You are a flower. Let me say that again. Dirty waters do not stop flowers from growing. So don't let negative words stop your progress. You are a flower. Okay? Hopefully you like that one. Say amen if you did.
Amen. Amen.
Okay. Need to squeeze.
You are
Okay.
flowers. You are flowers.
Hold on. She's
Okay,
fine.
fine. Okay.
She's trying to out Rob. Rob is changing my spark plugs outside. It's good. It's good to have a brother that doesn't mind doing stuff like that. Although I already have one that does that. So, first thing we're gonna do, guys, is start getting this cabbage steak going. So it's really good. We needed just, and both of us actually decided that we wanted to do something a little lighter today. A little bit lighter. No cream sauces and things like that. And not a lot of carbs. So we're gonna go ahead and take this beautiful whole head of cabbage. Very simple to do this. This is a recipe that we have on our website, cookingwithgreensfamily.com. In addition to that, it is in our cookbook. Our cookbook is on sale. You can get our cookbook for $20. I don't know, you know what? I do not know if it's on the website on sale, but I will put that on sale tonight. It's normally $45. I'm gonna go ahead and just give it a little rinse, guys. Good to see you all here. I'm gonna take another one of these leaves off. And we got a whole cabbage head. It's a really simple way to do this. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to slice this up into steaks. So what we're doing is doing like a thick steak size pieces of these rounds of this cabbage, and then we're going to have a couple of ingredients that we're going to put on top of that, and we're going to roast this. Super tender, super flavorful. You wouldn't think you would get so much off of a simple whole food ingredient like this. So what we're going to do is start grabbing our knives and get this thing together. Going to use our cooking greens knives, and we're gonna start getting some nice slices off here. So I'm gonna go down, and I'm gonna get a nice size thickness, not too thick. So this is what I want for this, okay? Hopefully you can see that. Let me grab my pan. So I'm gonna use a roasting pan with a little parchment paper on top, all right? So I'm gonna grab some parchment that I pulled out here earlier, and we're gonna get that together. Shout out to Sigma Gamma Rho sorority who invited me to their national convention, their East Coast National Convention, and invited me to come do a food demo. Did some cooking on the stage, we prepared some stuff, we shared some recipes, we gave some samples out, and then also we had our products there. So it was awesome being introduced to a lot more people in the area and from other areas. So shout out to Sigma Gamma Rho. And guess what? If you have an organization or a sorority or fraternity and you guys have something going on, hit me up. I'm here for you. We're going to get these laid out here. So this is what we want here, right here. We're pretty much roasting these. We're going to add a lot of flavor in this. You can use any of our Cooking with Greens blends. I like to use our maple bacon because I think it brings a little meatiness to it. So we're gonna do a little maple bacon on this one. I'm doing like a lot. That was a thick one. I didn't want to do that one that thick. We're gonna do this whole cabbage. There we go. I don't really need this piece right here. You can save this. Get like maybe a martini glass. Pull all of these excess leaves off the edge until you're down to just the root, and put that in some water, and that will sprout, and you can start another cabbage plant. You want to change the water every day, but sustainable farming. We got to start thinking about things like that, you know, because things are getting more and more and more expensive. So what we're going to use for flavoring this up is a little plant-based butter. We're going to use a little garlic. And I have jarred garlic. It's okay for people who are garlic purists. It's all right. I'm going to use that. You can use whatever you want. And then we're going to use some of our Cooking with Green spice blends. I'm believing that a little bit of a maple bacon is what I feel like using on this. We're going to use a little of our Creole blend on this. It looks like that one's almost empty. And I'm going to use a teeny bit of my Italian blend too. Okay? Italian's going to take place of my black pepper. I got black pepper in these blends too. So I'm going to use some of our no salt Italian blend. As soon as I find it. No salt Hawaiian, no salt Italian. Okay. So this is what we're going to use for our flavor. Is that the front door? So I'm going to get butter in here. Didn't pull it out earlier, so I'm gonna get it in the microwave for a few minutes. What's up, senior? I see you. I can look, and with my glasses on, I can see a few names. So thank you for being in here. Go ahead and share. Sharon is Karen, and go ahead and tap the screen if you are watching on TikTok. If you have given any gifts, we appreciate that. So I'm gonna add a little garlic in here, and by a little garlic, I mean a lot of garlic. And I'm gonna add my seasonings. I want it to mostly be like maple bacony, so I'm gonna add most of my maple bacon. Mostly maple bacon is what I'm trying to say. Come on here. Mostly my maple bacon. So this maple bacon has been around for a second, I see. So a lot of times our blends, if you have a warmer house or you keep them over the stove or they just haven't been used in a while, they will tend, if they have sugars and a lot of oils, to clump up. That is because we do them fresh. They don't have any silicates or things that will cake up your blend. It is fine. It does not mean there's something wrong with your blends. I know you're not used to anything like that because that's not what's out on the market, but that's because we do small batch really. So I'm gonna add a bit of that on here. I'm gonna add some of this Creole blend. Creole's gonna give it a little color too. Get a teeny bit more of the Creole blend. And then a little of the Italian no salt Italian blend. And I'm gonna throw this in the mic for a few moments just to soften up my butter a bit, okay? So what's gonna happen is we're gonna spread that butter all over that on both sides. So let me give it a couple of seconds in here. Let's see if I can see any comments here. Juan Fiamma, good to see you. I see Gail, hey, Francis, Marilyn, good to have you. South Valley, Vato, Mike Workman, good to have y'all all here. Thank you all for sharing. Sharon is Karen, thank you for tapping the screen. If this is your first time seeing us, it's a less structured type of our live. But we have years and years of content that you can go back and check up on and see what we're all about. We also have a website and a shop in downtown Norfolk. So if you want to come in and you're in the area, come through and see us. We do cooking classes there. We have spice making classes and plenty of products. Just trying to get this. I feel like I need to use a fork. Go. Might just just need to give it a little more mic, but I think we're gonna be good. Just getting all this melted up and mixed up. Go, we got those spices going, we got that garlic going, we got that plant-based butter. And yes, you can use regular butter if you like. We won't stop you. Boom, boom. Here we go. This is what this looks like. All right. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna grab back my spoon that I had earlier. I'm gonna try to spread this as well as possible on the backs and the front of this. We're gonna start on the back and just kind of give it a little smear here. This one. And it's gonna be so, if you've never had this before, I know a lot of you guys have done this before and tried it. I don't know if you did it because you have seen us do it, or you saw some other person online do it, or you saw a recipe. It's a really great way to get some veggies, to get some low carb, kind of cleaner eating, I guess. Let me get a few more of these babies here. And again, it's just really Anita and I eating, but this is something that we might eat again later. You can always warm it up pretty simply. You can put it in the microwave. If you want to put it back in the oven, you can also do that. It's pretty much roasted vegetables. Can't really go wrong with any type of roasted vegetables, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. But just kind of getting it spread over here. And I'm gonna get the majority of the butter and stuff on the top. I just want to make sure there's flavor all the way through. Just getting enough to have a little coating on the bottom. This recipe, again, like I said, is found on our website, cookingwithgreensfamily.com, and also in our cookbook that we have in store and online. Get some of this bad boy around. I'm gonna make sure everybody gets some first, and then we're gonna go back over if I have to. And the oven, for anyone that may be asking, is currently at 400. We're gonna give it about a half an hour, so 15 minutes each side. And I think it's gonna be adequate for this. And we'll look at it later. If we need to add a little more time, we will. If we need to give it some color near the end, we can throw it in the broiler for a second too. Get a little bit more. So those are trying to find different ways to add some vegetables into your meals and trying to be full and also still get flavor. Of course, with the Cooking with Greens blends, you're going to get lots and lots of flavor without adding a lot of the bad things. So we're going to add a little bit more on this one, on this one. I'm just trying to use the whole thing. So if you're following along, I added about, to this whole head of cabbage, I added about 1 whole stick of butter. Might have been a tablespoon and a half of our maple bacon blend, which guess what I'm about to do is add a little bit more on top. Yeah, yes I am. And then we had a little Creole blend, maybe 2 teaspoons, and about 1.5 teaspoons of the Italian blend, the no salt Italian blend. Add a little of our maple bacon blend on here. And there's no bacon in here for those who are like, oh, I can't do pork, I can't do your maple bacon blend. No pork or nothing in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little drizzle of olive oil on that. Just so we have an adequate amount of fat on this to cook this, and then also it's gonna help soak through. Boom, boom, boom. Want to roast that garlic that we put on there. Make sure that butter kind of melts through a bit. Got a nice little drizzle of olive oil on all of that. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in the oven. Again, about 30 minutes. So I'm thinking 20, 15 each side, all right? We're gonna try to flip it by 50. Let's get it in here. Okay, Google, 15-minute timer. All right.
Okay, 15 minutes.
Thank you.
Starting now.
Yes, thank you a lot. So, we put a little 15-minute timer on that. I've got some boneless, skinless thigh pieces that we happen to have in there. Do not be afraid to buy whole chickens, skin-on pieces if you like boneless and skinless, and just teach yourself how to break down chicken or to debone and deskin pieces that are right. They're gonna be overall cheaper for you and cheaper for your family to eat, okay? Things are going up. We gotta start being smarter with how we do things. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting a little seasoning on this. I wanna go back to my Creole blend. I'm gonna add a little bit of my Creole blend on here. We're gonna add a little of my no salt Italian blend here. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn that around and do the other side. So what we're gonna do is, I wasn't gonna do anything too crazy with this. Just gonna pan sear this, super light. Just get that chicken cooked. And then Anita kind of mentioned that she wouldn't mind having a little garlic honey sauce, honey garlic sauce. So I'll probably get some of that in the pan after the chicken starts cooking, make a little sauce just to kind of drizzle over the whole thing. So just making sure we have some flavors on both sides. So we're gonna add same thing on the back. You can use whatever. You don't have to use thigh pieces for this. You can use whatever you want. I feel like I want to be a little more liberal on the other side with my Creole blend. Let me just, and that Creole is really good for those who hadn't had our spice blends. It is if you know, I hate to give any other names out, but if you know the other major brand that a lot of people use as a Creole blend, it is a lot less salty. It's a lot more flavorful. That's all I got to say about that. All I got to say about that. So I'm gonna get a bit of some avocado oil in here. You can use any kind of oil you really want. I like to try to use flavor oils. Olive oil is usually my go-to when I'm searing, but avocado oil has a little more fats and it is a tinier, higher burn point. So it'll brown. When you're browning things, you want to get some type of oil that takes a longer time to start burning, to start scorching. So I'm gonna go get my induction top on there. I apologize if YouTube is not all the way in the screen. When I get this started, I will try to adjust your pictures so you can see, or maybe even bring you in a little closer. I'm gonna get a nice little drizzle, nice healthy drizzle on the bottom of the pan, almost enough just to get a small thin layer on the bottom of the pan, and then we're gonna heat that pan up a bit, and we're gonna get that chicken on. We're gonna get a nice sear on both sides. If I have to pull it up a few degrees, I will do that, and then we'll pull the temperature down while we're making a little sauce. Getting that on here. Once you start seeing a little bit of shimmer and a small waft of smoke, your pan is usually, mine is just starting to shimmer. It's usually hot enough to drop your chicken in, okay? So this is what we got. I might still hit the other side because, like I said, I wasn't 100% happy with that. We're gonna put that down and just get some flavor crystals. We got two pieces. I'm going to get a little bit more on both of these pieces. A little bit more. All right, let's see how my TikTokers are looking. My TikTokers are like, we can't see nothing. Let's get you going here, TikTok. The right way. So I'm sorry about that. That's probably the best I can do by myself right now. I can't read. But you guys can see, right? Hey, 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 hey. You see the light? There we go. A little better for y'all. So we're getting that pan going here. Getting a little sear on that. So I'm going to start grabbing some ingredients for just a little simple flavor on here. So what I'm going to do is take the remnants of what's happening in the bottom of this pan. We're going to get a little bit of garlic. We're going to get a little honey. We're going to make a very simple pan sauce for this. Just something to get a little flavor crystals on there. So I like what's happening here. Let's put this away. We got our cabbage in there doing what it's supposed to do. We got our chicken getting a little flavor, and it smells so good, that Creole blend. In case you guys never saw our Creole blend before, I'll give you the ingredients. We have pink Himalayan sea salt, so we do not use any table salt in any of our blends because it is bad for you. It is manufactured. Anything that's a manufactured product, if you have an alternative that is natural, use the natural version of that. So we use pink Himalayan sea salt. It is a natural salt. It comes from dehydrated seeds. So there are trace minerals in there. And then because we are controlling what we put in the bottle, we put less of the salt in there. So you get more flavor, less salt. So pink Himalayan sea salt, garlic, some smoked paprika, regular paprika, cayenne pepper, onion, black pepper, a little bit of sugar to bring out the sweetness and some of the other spices, some thyme, oregano, mustard, chili powder, celery, and then as always at the end of any of our seasoning blends we will put kelp in there so you get your iodine. Then I have to go back to table salt. Let's see what we're doing on color on here. Okay, little something. Little something. Little happening is happening. Little happening is happening. In no way done, but we got some color. That's what we're trying to do. Trying to get that initial sear. We're trying to let some of those sugars kind of caramelize. The spices that we happen, they also happen to have some sugar in there. Kind of give it some color. And you also want to seal your chicken so your chicken stays a little more moist. So we got some of the natural fats kind of co-mingling with the avocado oil, some of the spices that are on there. So once we add some garlic and some other stuff and some honey, it's going to be a really good pan sauce that we're going to have on here. Very often I will add a little bit of like chicken broth or some sort of broth just to add some more volume to the sauce and or some heavy cream. But we're not going to do that. We're going to try to keep it just fatty and sweet and savory. So a lot of times when you're cooking something that has a lot of spices on it, you have to be really wary of burning a lot of the spices. So I don't want this to be bitter at all. Turning down my heat a little bit, and I'm gonna let it cook properly. So let's see what we got in here. Danae Wilson, good to have you. I see Meemaw84, Velveeta, how you doing? You guys are commenting on Facebook, I appreciate that. Senior, good to see you. Suzanne, I see Judy, thank you for sharing. I see DLE, oh, that's Latice. What's up, Latice? Thank you so much. And thank you She says, for everyone on all platforms, don't forget to like and share the live. Do not forget to like and share. Tracy, it's going to be so easy and so tasty. As you see, I'm by myself. I didn't know. South Valley Vato said, I got $3 for dinner. I got you. Send me the $3, I'll send you the dinner, man. It's only right. It's only right. So if you like our cooking and the way we cook and eat, we try to show you like shortcuts, how to cook really pretty much on a budget in most cases, and make things that are higher in I don't want to say value, but like closer to the 5-star stuff type meals. And every once in a while we do something super simple like this. So make sure you are following us on all social media platforms, on all of them. Cooking with Greens. Our website, cookingwithgreensfamily.com, has oodles and oodles and oodles of recipes from vegan, yep, we even have vegan recipes, guys, to things that are not so vegan, okay? So I'm getting just about where I want it. Thigh meat is my favorite go-to for chicken. It is a lot. It's very forgiving, is what I should say. Very forgiving. It's kind of pretty difficult to overcook pieces of thigh. I'm being really wary with my spices on the bottom here of the pan. I don't want to get any bitterness going on here. I am going to start adding things to the pan now, just so we have a little bit of sauce here. I'm going to add some garlic. Yes, I do chop fresh garlic. Yes, I do know how to chop garlic. Yes, I know how to use a knife. But I take as many shortcuts as possible. And this is one of my shortcuts lately. We're going to add some garlic. We're adding garlic close to the end. Why? Because garlic can scorch and get super bitter. I'm adding that in there. Very fragrant. I need to look at where my honey is. So I'm going to grab some of that. I think it's down here somewhere. Come on here, honey. Got some honey, but it looks pretty crystallized. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that out. All right. My honey is super crystallized. I really need to get into some hot water. So I want to take this garlic off the heat for a second. So I'm turning it off because garlic will get super bitter if you burn it. I do not want to burn my garlic. So I want to get a little hot water running on this. So honey is probably one of the only foods that do not go bad ever. They have opened sarcophaguses of tombs, of all kinds of Egyptian mummies, and found edible honey. It will change its nature, so it will become crystallized, but you can melt that right down and eat it. Still, it stays edible. As they call it, the food of the gods. So, trying to just get a little bit of honey going in here. I will put it in the microwave, but it is a plastic jar. So, I get some of this garlic, oil, and chicken fat, and of course the spices on here. If this was a glass bottle, I would have just stuck it in the mic for a second. Let's see if we got any melting going on here. Not a lot. Still pretty solid. Also, one of my other tips is to use local honey in any case. If you can find local honey, it's going to be better for you, better for your diet. If you have any allergies, it's also better for you. Plus the pollen that the bees use to make the honey are going to be in your local area. That's our timer got. And it will help build up your immune system. I'm going to get probably a little bit more of that, so I'm going to let that do what it wants to do here. Come on out of here. Whoop. That honey is like pretty much almost, I got you, I hear you. Turn it on, turn it all the way down low. So we can heat up that honey. Turn this off. Boop. We're gonna go look at our steaks. We're gonna go ahead and flip these bad boys. So if you want a perfectly round steak, take all the extra leaves off, but what I like to do is eat those, so I left mine on. That one's super almost done, it's falling apart. Throwing it back in here for another 15. Okay, Google. 15-minute time.
Got it. 15 minutes. And that's starting now.
Thank you. We got a little garlicky honey sauce. I'm gonna get a little taste of that just to see what we're talking about. Do I need to add anything else? And we're going today we're going simple, remember guys. Good. I'm going to add a splash of soy sauce in here. If you cannot have soy, do not do that. Add a little soy sauce, it's going to add a little depth in there, a little umami, and it will also add some salt, because that's what I was looking at saying, hey man, I need a little salt. So we're going to add a little of that. A little bit, a little more than I wanted to. Of soy sauce, but it'll be alright. I'll give it a little.
Here,
Yes, ma'am.
can we just get an oil change?
Yeah.
There's no oil in the car.
Alright. We got okay.
Well, I was a mechanic out there. I'm a full-fledged mechanic, y'all.
And a little bit of
Hand
Dijon, a
tools.
little vinegar, guys. A little Dijon. Oh, like maybe a quarter of a teaspoon. So that means there's some sort of leak.
Yeah.
We're gonna let that do its thing. And hopefully we'll be done in a few minutes.
So, let's take your car and go get some.
Thank you for the gift. Let's see. Velveeta. Denise, good to see you here.
Hold on, I'm just still show
Go
for a
ahead.
sec. Thank you for all coming and seeing the wedding. Thank you for the gifts, and keep on watching.
For those,
But thank you again.
For those who don't know who that is, this is Rob. That's our brother-in-law. You remember Rob and Darlene? This is part of the Rob part of Darlene. So just thanking you guys because they are freshly made newlyweds, and they wanted to thank you guys for just supporting. I'm sorry. That was my my alarm system telling me the door was open. All right, so that's ready to go. So I'm gonna put this away. We're gonna be eating this in a second. It's a light enough meal. I mean, think if you did this night before, or you had these guys ready to go for lunch. It's a super light meal. You're getting some protein, you're getting some vegetables, and you don't need all those other things, those carbs, and the sauce is delicious, by the way, for anybody who was wondering. Looks very good. Thank you, Byron. Oh, that's my sister Darlene. They said my husband. Hey, Darlene. Thank you for letting us borrow your hubby. He came over to help me move the wash machine dryers. We have them stacked, and we were having an issue with the dryer coming off. And I was thinking it was something with the plug, and exactly what it was. Once we started moving it, the plug in the back needs to be tightened in. Because the washing machine, when we put bigger things in there, it shakes it and it shook it loose. So he was here to do that. We're gonna probably fix that tomorrow. Now that we know it works, and we don't have to call in a tech. So got that going. We got about 10 minutes left on that. I'm really close to taking the last 5 minutes and sticking it in the broiler, just so we get a little color on those pieces. I think that's what I want to do. I'm going to let it go for a few more minutes. There's just 10 minutes left. I'm going to give it a few more minutes, and then the last few minutes I'm going to stick it in the broiler, and then we're going to go ahead and serve this up. Super simple. Again, recipes are on our website. We do not gatekeep. We share all of our recipes. We share everything that we have. So we appreciate you guys being here. Look, thank y'all for tapping. Thank you for being here. I see you TikTok. I see you Facebook. I see you YouTube. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. So we got a few more minutes, and then I'm going to show you how this is going to look, and I'll tell you how it's going to taste. I wish I could show you how it's going to taste. Let's see if I have any like parsley or anything to kind of do any plating, or probably don't. So we're talking about a little bit over 9 minutes. I'm going to give it like probably another minute or two, and then we're going to stick it in the broiler for another 2 minutes, and then we're going to be done with that. Let's show you how this looks here. Y'all see that? Oh my gosh. You don't see that? And with the sauce and everything. And the sauce is saucing, and the chicken then chicked. Man, look at that. We got a whole thing. And we didn't make a lot of dishes today. We made a few dishes. I'm gonna move this out of the way. I'm gonna start getting some stuff ready, because we will be plating this soon. Alright. Just kind of keeping my sauce and my chicken warm. That's what you hear. 8 minutes. Those ready. Ooh, I got a couple of these. Maybe I can do something with this. Got a little almost bagged green onion. Let's get a teeny bit of color for this. You know what? I'm not gonna use these. I'm gonna use a little of that drizzle on top. We got green on the bottom. I think we'll be fine. You can shave some Parmesan over this cabbage steak if you like. Whatever suits your fancy. Okay, about 7 minutes. I feel like I'm gonna take these out, throw them in the bottom, give them a nice little broiling. And we should be good to go. Let's see what she looks like. Yeah. Come on. Doesn't want to sit down flat here. There we go. Right on. Give it a couple of minutes. Sauce is looking righteous. We're gonna make this into a whole thing. We only have like 5 minutes left on the timer anyhow, so I'm gonna finish that off in here. Okay, Google, stop time.
Okay, cancel.
Thank you. Nice. Let's see who we got. You got anyone new in here? Say I'm new so we can say hi. What's up, Rita, Belinda, Pauline? What's up, Pop? Serenity, good to have you. Yeah, San Antonio in the house. I see Delinda in the house. Thank you all for being forgiving with me trying to work the phones and also to cook. Hey, Pereira, good to see you. Venetia. Mama Green is in her room. I don't sound like myself? What do I sound like? Who do I sound? You know, I'm going through puberty, so maybe that's what you're talking about. That could that be it? I'm a big boy now. I don't know if that's what you meant, but a little bit more. And then we're going to have a whole thing. It's good to see you, Ina. Tammy Cooper, hey. Permella, good to see you. Permello, Lions Art, hey. You thought you was watching Wayne Brady for a minute. Wayne Brady got a... No, I better not say that. PG-17. So if you actually are new here, we've got almost 9 years of our cooking show online. It's called Cooking with Greens because our last name is Green. You might have seen me on last season of MasterChef Generations. I was the guy who said I was a grandfather and I was going to show them how we do it, and then I didn't win. But still. But I was still on shout out to Fox Television, shout out to Gordon Ramsay, shout out to all the other great talent that was there while I was there. And then also you might know me from just coming into our shop downtown Norfolk. We have an online cooking shop that is kind of centered around our own spice blends that we develop, our pots and pans and kitchenware, our spice making classes, our dinner classes on the weekend. So welcome if you are new. Welcome if you are new. We're like a tiny bit more structured usually when I'm not by myself or my wife's doing something, and it's okay. It's still off the cuff. We do not have a structured show. It's just us inviting you into our kitchen and sharing and learning and hopefully giving little nuggets of teaching, so to speak. I'm all right with that. I don't, doesn't have to be too much more than that. I'm okay with that. So I'm going to go ahead and attempt to not burn myself. That's not burn myself, and get this out. It is like, we got the pan that just fits in here, and it's the worst pan, and I always reach for this one. Let's see if I can get this out. If you guys hear me scream, that is why. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Getting it. Yay! Also, my eyes are up here, not down there. My eyes are up here. For those who can see me bending down, getting this out of the oven. All right, let's get some plating going on here. I want to get this nice little hefty looking one. I feel like for plate's sake, I'm just gonna put the steak size piece in the middle. Although I'm probably gonna go back after and get all the extra little pieces. I'm gonna do the same thing for my wife. Boom, boom, boom. We're gonna take these extra pieces off, and that's what it looks like. We're gonna get right in the center of the plate. We plated. I like it. I like it. Let's get this out of the way here. Bam, 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 bam. All right. Let's go ahead and try to get our chicken in. So people who actually, I don't know if anyone asked or were interested, just since we were talking about it, the classes are every Thursday, every Friday, every Saturday, Sunday. You book them online, and then you decide what the theme is. So I have 2 themes right now, 3 themes, I'm sorry, that are available. One is French bistro, one is Italian night, and the third is Asian inspired. So for example, I had an Italian night class the last weekend, and the weekend before I did 2 French inspired classes. And for the French inspired classes, for example, we make French onion soup from scratch. And you cook right in our share kitchen. We have a share kitchen that is off of our shop. So we make French onion soup, that's the appetizer. The side is, what is the side? The side, so French onion soup, we do coq au vin, which is the chicken and the white wine sauce and vegetables. The side is a green beans almondine, pretty much is what it is. It's haricot vert is what it's called in French. And then the dessert is a pâte de crème. We do it all tabletop. So we use induction tops. And you get to eat and also share in the experience. The entire class and dinner is super affordable. It's only $112 per person, and I'm doing smaller classes because I do not want people to say, wow, it was a great class, I wish I had a chance to get some one-on-one, or I wish it was I didn't have to share things. So mine, I got too carried away with the sauces, so I'm just going to add some more sauce on there like I meant to do that. And then I'll show you the one that I kind of played a little bit better. So I'm going to add sauce all over the plate on this one. And then that one, I'm going to act like it was supposed to be like that. So, let me get you guys here. Boom. Okay. Come on, look at it. Come on, look at it. So boom, here we go. For you guys, you can kind of see what's happening. And then I gotta let YouTube see it. You know that. I can't leave YouTube out. Come on over here, YouTube. I know you felt like you almost didn't see anything, but there you go. You see it? You see it? So I'm gonna go ahead and get my my face hole ready for some of this because I need to taste it. So I'm gonna get into one of these steaks, and then we're also gonna get some of this chicken. I'm gonna go with the big wet one. Let's go ahead. Heavenly Father, thank you for this food that we're about to eat. Let it nourish my body. Amen. I'm just gonna kind of push this aside because I want to kind of get an unadulterated slice of this. It's falling apart. So we know we roasted it pretty well. Let's get that. Good. Taste that bacony seasoning blend. Let's get some of this chicken. It just fell off. Delicious. The sauce is good. Let's get a bit of both together. Kind of gives you a little Asian inspired kind of feel. Super simple. Even the boy can do it. Got plenty of sauce left over. We're gonna be full when we've done that. We're gonna have some cabbage. We can have some more of that if we want. And then the chicken was the protein. Super simple. Find ways to eat more whole foods, to be a little healthier. You don't have to have breads. You don't have to have carbs with every meat. Guess what else you don't have to have? Meats with every meal. So, hopefully, just showing you guys this and letting you know you can come in. Remember, 8 years ago, I wasn't even cooking. Now we have a whole food brand, a food channel, Spice Blends. I was on a nationally syndicated cooking show. We have a cookbook. So do not be afraid. Don't wait. Don't tell yourself the lie that we tell ourselves throughout our life, that we have time, that we have tomorrow to do it. When the kids get older, once I get my degree, when my money right. Do not die with any regrets. If it's going to make your life better, if it's going to make the lives of the people around you that you care for better, make it happen, all right? So, I just want to say thank you all for being here. Thank you for being super patient with me, because that was just me. Like we always say, from our heart to your plate, we love you. Thanks for spending your valuable time with me. And we'll see you again. And guess what? If you like this kind of content, go watch some of our old content. We got loads and loads of it. With not just me, with some other people, with other people cooking in different locales. So we love you, and have a great night, guys. Peace. Now I got to clean up. The hard part. They're my good people at YouTube. See you later.